welcome to another one of my Amputee Adele videos, and in this video I'm going to be testing a bit of a theory on whether tricks are easier rolling or stationary. So in my little book here I've got a little list, quite a few lists of tricks that we're going to try, ranging from ollies and switch ollies all the way up to trying moving kickflip and nollie and with heel, hard flip, and possibly my bubble flip as well. So we're going to explore whether we think we can do these tricks easier rolling than stationary. I've always wanted to be able to do tricks moving and rolling like nicely anyway, especially something like an ollie. Learning to switch ollie rolling before learning to ollie rolling is strange, but because I have like one leg, I think that kind of like explains why that is. I'm going to have a quick warm up and we're going to set the camera up, and we're going to start at the top of the list with ollies, switch ollies, fakey ollies and nollies, and yeah, we're just going to go down the list, try them all rolling, and then at the end we'll just sort of roll it back together, have a bit of a conclusion and a roundup, and think about and talk about whether it was easier. And yeah, because when you're rolling you've got momentum on your side. So let's have a look and see what we can do. My name's Amputee Adele. I'm a 36-year-old amputee relearning to skateboard with 2 crutches, 1 leg, 0 brain cells. Peace, 1 love. If I've got this, you've got this, and yeah. Aha. Dang it. momentum, is it front side or back side or whichever way it is, Nollie 180. off. No, I did the same thing again. Okay, one more go, and if that happens again. So it's a few hours later, I had to go off and do some jobs, had to recharge my camera, but here we are doing a bit of an outro, a bit of a conclusion roundup to going out there and trying tricks rolling versus stationary, and which ones were actually easier or harder. I was really pleased to get a few moving ollies. They were pretty poor, but I am slowly getting the motion on that. The one I've really been enjoying recently doing is Nollie. Just really enjoy just getting the feeling of crouching down over the front of the board, you know, and then popping down and then just dragging back with the back crutch, or dragging forward actually as you are then, because you're going like that, and you've got to really kind of push it forward. I was doing some nollies down the curve the other day, and like the first one I got like spot on for some reason. It was a bit like when you're doing like a Chinese nollie, or Chinese ollie, whatever you call it, where you're sort of bashing the nose and then using that object to then, you know, with the weight over the front to sort of bash it over. And it's a bit like that, but you've really got to like drag with the back foot in a kind of forward motion, otherwise I found the board would just sort of go up and then back on itself, and I'd go forward and leave the board behind. So yeah, it was really important to actually drag, as well as dragging it that way, to push that way with the board to keep the board momentum going forward in the direction it was going. So Nollie was a super weird one. It was definitely one I couldn't do when I was younger. All the switch front side, back side 180s, and there was Nollie front side, back side 180s as well. Those are all definitely easier moving. Apart from the backside switch, backside 180, I always find that one seems to roll away from under me. I did actually try some switch front side shoves with varying degrees of success. I'll let you guys be the judge of that one. So much practice needed, but when you get that pop in the right place, I mean, this is out of me now, but if you get that pop like in the right place, I definitely think it's weird, but it should be easier. Like if you're doing a fakie or a nollie shove, that it's easier because you're going in the direction the momentum carries you. But if you do the same thing for a front side shove, it actually seems kind of harder going against. So I found that the front side shove is actually easier moving forward, so you're actually generating that. It is weird getting that setup angle and the foot on the back there, but you're popping that forward. It's also weird getting the catch, but I am slowly getting the hang of that trick, and I definitely think it's easier moving. Kickflips, I was super surprised because I didn't think, as you see, I had to do quite a few attempts, and like, you know, I was actually quite tired, shoulders hurting at the moment. It does take quite a bit of energy to pop the board when I'm doing ollies and kickflips. That's why I've actually been enjoying doing them switch, because I'm using my foot instead, so I'm actually able to give that shoulder a bit of a rest. But it is still quite taxing on that front crutch that's going to drag up the board to straighten the board out, and then, you know, nosedive it to get that air. So I was surprised I actually managed to get, I think it was at least one rolling kickflip where the board fully rotated. I'm sure there's a million people in the comments going to tell me how I didn't commit, blah 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 blah. At the moment, I'm still like consistently just trying to get like the rotation, but I'm getting to the point now where I am ready to start committing to them. I am the nollie inward heel and nollie hard flip again. I can't remember which one I actually got closer. I think it might have been the nollie hard flip. There was one where I actually kind of landed on it, but like it was a bit like almost doing like a no comply version of it. It wasn't the best, that's for sure. But I was surprised. Those ones again, I kind of find they're very new. So you just want a little bit of momentum behind you. When I was doing the inward heel pressure flip, that again is one where you don't really need much speed, because that was the problem where I bailed quite a few times by accident and took some pretty horrible slams where I did the splits, if I remember, because I was trying to pop it, and as I was like popping it to try and get this pressure inward heel thing going down, it would sort of catch weird stuff and then come back down again, and then roll off, but with my like foot on the front of it and do the splits. So with the inward heel pressure flips, getting that front foot like out of the way high enough so when you know you're holding that pressure, then as soon as it releases from the back there, it's coming through, that foot is coming like out of the way clear, ready to land it. Now the inward heel pressure flip, I'd say it's like virtually impossible to do on the stop. You could do like an inward heel, you know, like a popped inward heel, but that is a kind of different trick to doing like a pressure flip inward heel. I don't know what else to say. I didn't try any of the tricks yet. I have to say with the a lot of the tricks, because I've done a lot of those tricks, normally I do them stationary. When you're moving or rolling, the foot position is slightly different, and I found that kind of awkward to deal with, as you probably saw in the video, especially with like the kickflips, because I normally put my foot quite a lot on the edge and like halfway down. And I just found I couldn't control the board rolling there, so I had to bring my foot forward and onto the board more, because otherwise the board was like turning like way too much. I was getting off on a weird angle, so getting used to flipping the board with more of my foot on the board, and I actually was succeeding in doing that. So I need to make sure I'm getting a fast enough flick. And also when I'm popping, like, I'm really lifting that back crutch out of the way to give the height for the tail to move and for the back end to clear. But yeah, the foot positioning is different for some of the moving ones, I have to say. I think also with like a rolling, like a moving ollie, I don't want to put my foot too far back on the board. I know the board's back on the board, so that's the front. But like, I've been putting them like kind of around by the bolts and stuff, and finding that just a little bit more stable. I mean, when I'm doing my switch ollies, I actually have the front crutch, like, especially when I'm rolling, I have them right up here. If I'm doing them stationary, I have it back quite a bit, like by the bolts, perhaps, like here. But yeah, when I'm rolling, I have to put them kind of here, because if I don't, I can't drag up the board the same way with that crutch, so I find I have to have it there to start with. So as it starts to go up, I then basically start to tweak the weight onto that. So instead of going like that to drag it up, the back foot's like popping it up, so the back foot's coming up, and then my crutch is like here, and then I'm using that crutch then to drag the board forward and down, so in a rather over-dramatised way. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. It was good, really good fun, setting some challenges, and I felt like we accomplished quite a lot of them. It probably won't be long, it won't be long before I am landing my first kickflip. I really feel that. I've been working hard on it, and I've been working over and over and over. I spent most of the winter trying to do a little challenge, which I didn't succeed in doing, but I learned so much about how to kickflip during that time. I'm still learning how to kickflip. I'm still getting used to it. Anyway, you've been watching Amputee Adele, a 36-year-old amputee, relearning to skateboard with 2 crutches and 1 leg and 0 brain cells. Thank you for watching through to the end of the video. Please, if you haven't already and you enjoyed the content of this video, you're welcome to check out the rest of my videos. If you're interested in that, head over to my channel, and if you want to, you could always hit the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I drop a video, which is usually once a week. It's usually at the weekend and a Saturday or a Sunday, and that's UK time. It's usually like 8-9 o'clock in the evening. I've got plenty more videos coming your way, so keep tuned, guys. Keep your eyes peeled, because the summer's coming, and we're going to be doing some good skating stuff. We've got plenty of goals to achieve this year, and I want to bring you guys along for the journey. Thank you everybody who's been subscribing recently, commenting, and showing you know, the love to my channel. Every single one of you, one love from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. As you can see, I've got a fantastically big smile on my face. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Peace, one love, and I've got this, you've got this. 2 crutches, 1 leg, maximum effort. Oh, and more or less, joined us.